Something extraordinary is happening right now in the atmosphere above America, and if you live anywhere from Texas to Maine, from the Dakotas to Florida, what is coming in the next 10 days could change your plans, your safety, and your life. Stay with me for the next 30 seconds because I am about to tell you something that most weather channels will not say out loud. Right now, as you watch this, a massive atmospheric shift is underway. Scientists are calling it a pattern flip, and it happens only a handful of times per decade. The last time the atmosphere made this exact move, it sent 16 inches of rain into the Mississippi Valley in less than a week, and this time the signals are even stronger. Here is your first reward for staying with me. If you live in Dallas, Fort Worth, Little Rock, St. Louis, Memphis, or anywhere along that corridor, listen very carefully. Beginning Tuesday, March 3rd and lasting through Sunday, March 8th, you are in the direct path of what meteorologists call a high precipitation corridor. We are talking about the potential for 6 inches, 8 inches, possibly even 10 inches of rainfall over that stretch. That is not a typo. That is not an exaggeration. That is what both the European model and the American global forecast system are now agreeing upon. But here is the twist nobody is talking about. The rain is not even the biggest story. At around minute 5 of this video, I am going to reveal a specific storm system, dates included, that is lining up for the period of March 10th through March 12th that has some of the most experienced meteorologists genuinely watching their screens with wide eyes. I am not going to bury that information. I am going to deliver it at exactly minute 5, just like I promised, and it is worth every second of the wait. Let me back up and explain what is happening, because understanding the setup makes everything else make sense. For the past 90 days, a specific pattern dominated American weather. The polar jet stream, which is the river of wind high in the atmosphere that separates cold Canadian air from warmer American air, has been running from northwest to southeast. That is what pumped brutal cold into the Ohio Valley and the Northeast through December, January, and February. That is what gave Rhode Island 40 inches of snow in a single nor'easter event just about a week ago. That is what kept the southern plains and the Gulf Coast relatively mild and dry. But here is the thing about jet stream patterns. They do not last forever. They shift. And when they shift hard. Right now, a cutoff low-pressure system is developing off the Baja California coast and northwest Mexico. This is the trigger. This is the switch being flipped. When this low-pressure system matures, it is going to activate what meteorologists call the subtropical jet stream, which is the southern branch of the atmospheric river. Instead of pulling moisture from the frigid Northeast Pacific, the flow is going to pivot. It is going to pull from the East Central Pacific and from the Gulf of Mexico. And the Gulf of Mexico in early March is warm. It is humid. It is loaded with moisture. Think of it this way. Imagine you have been drinking from a garden hose all winter. That garden hose is running cold Arctic air. Now imagine someone unplugs that hose and plugs in a fire hydrant connected directly to the Gulf of Mexico. That is what is about to happen to the central United States. Now let me give you the breakdown by region, and I am going to cover more than 250 cities and areas across America. Stay with me because I will be coming back to your city starting in the Pacific Northwest, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Tacoma, Olympia, Bellingham, Eugene, Salem. Right now and through Tuesday, March 3rd, you are seeing continued rain and mountain snow at the higher elevations. Mount Rainier, Mount Hood, and the Cascades will see additional snowfall measured in feet through this period. This is beneficial snowpack for your summer water supply. Temperatures in Portland will range between 42 and 54 degrees Fahrenheit through early March. Seattle stays similar, 40 to 52. No severe weather threat for the Pacific Northwest this period. Moving into Northern California, San Francisco, Sacramento, Redding, Eureka, Crescent City, Medford, Oregon. You are currently seeing rain along the northern coast. The pattern stays active for you through Wednesday, March 4th, then dries out late in the week. San Francisco temperatures stay in the mid to upper 50s. Sacramento sees rain chances Tuesday and Wednesday, then sunshine returns for the weekend. Southern California, Los Angeles, San Diego, Riverside, San Bernardino, Palm Springs, Fresno, Bakersfield. The big story for you is the dry pattern. The subtropical jet shift does not favor much precipitation for Southern California in this 10-day window. Temperatures in Los Angeles will be mild, ranging from 62 to 72 degrees through March 8th. San Diego stays near 65 to 73. Enjoy the sunshine, but know that the fire weather risk remains a concern with dry conditions and offshore wind events possible. Now for a special alert. If you are planning outdoor events in Southern California this first week of March, the weather looks cooperative. Mild temperatures, low humidity, and sunshine dominate the forecast. However, a wind event is possible midweek Wednesday, March 4th, with gusts potentially reaching 30 to 40 miles per hour in the mountain passes and canyons. Plan accordingly. Nevada and Arizona. Las Vegas sees dry conditions and temperatures rising into the low 70s by Wednesday. Phoenix hits a warm 78 to 82 degrees through the first week of March. Tucson stays in the 60s and low 70s. Reno, Nevada sees some mountain snow in the Sierra Nevada to the west, but the valley stays dry. No major weather concerns in the desert southwest this period. Rocky Mountain states, Denver, Colorado, Colorado Springs, Boulder, Fort Collins, Pueblo, Cheyenne, Wyoming, Casper, Billings, Montana, Great Falls, Missoula, Bozeman. The first part of March brings a mixed bag for the Rockies. Denver sees temperatures in the 40s and 50s with a chance of snow by Thursday, March 5th. Colorado Springs similar. The higher elevations from central Idaho through western Wyoming and into the southern Colorado Rockies will see snow accumulations of 1 to 2 feet in some areas through March 10th. Bozeman and Missoula, Montana, could see significant mountain snow. This is great news for the ski resorts. A special note for anyone heading to ski resorts this weekend or next week. Steamboat Springs, Vail, Breckenridge, Telluride, Park City in Utah, Big Sky in Montana. Fresh snow is on the way. Conditions will be excellent by midweek next week. Utah, Salt Lake City, Provo, Ogden, St. George. Salt Lake City sees temperatures in the 40s and 50s with mountain snow in the Wasatch Range. St. George in southern Utah stays mild and dry, upper 60s. Idaho, Boise, Twin Falls, Pocatello, Idaho Falls. Boise sees rain and mountain snow this week. Pocatello and Idaho Falls could see some light snow accumulations as cold air filters through the Snake River Plain, moving into the northern plains and upper Midwest. This is where the cold air is poised to make a move. Bismarck, North Dakota. Fargo, Grand Forks, Minot, Rapid City, South Dakota. Sioux Falls, Aberdeen. Right now, snow showers are tracking across the northern plains along an Arctic frontal boundary. Bismarck wakes up Sunday morning to temperatures potentially in the single digits with wind chills well below zero. By Monday, temperatures moderate slightly, but stay in the teens and 20s. If you are heading to any church services or running errands in the Bismarck or Fargo area on Sunday morning, please bundle up. Wind chills will be brutal, possibly reaching 15 below zero in the most exposed areas. Fargo sees similar conditions. Snow showers taper off by Sunday afternoon. Temperatures recover into the 20s by Monday and the 30s by midweek. Sioux Falls, South Dakota gets the cold push too. Temperatures Sunday morning could dip into the single digits with wind chill. Rapid City stays somewhat milder on the warmer side of that cold air, still chilly, low 20s to upper 20s. Minnesota, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Duluth, Rochester, St. Cloud, Mankato. Minneapolis wakes up Sunday to temperatures in the teens with wind chills near -10 to -15. Snow showers taper off Sunday afternoon. By Monday afternoon, temperatures recover to the upper 20s. By Thursday, mild air starts to push back in, and Minneapolis could reach the low 40s by the weekend of March 7th and 8th. Duluth, which sits on the western tip of Lake Superior, stays colder longer. Expect temperatures in the teens and 20s through early week. Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Madison, Green Bay, Eau Claire, Wausau. Milwaukee and Madison see snow showers through Sunday evening. Light accumulations of 1 to 2 inches possible. Green Bay stays coldest. By Wednesday, the warm push reaches Wisconsin and Milwaukee climbs into the 40s. This is a significant pattern change for the upper Midwest. Michigan, Detroit, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Flint, Traverse City, Sault Ste. Marie. Detroit sees snow and rain mix early in the week. The Lake Michigan shoreline from Muskegon to Traverse City could see additional lake effect snow Sunday and Monday as cold air crosses the relatively warm lake. Grand Rapids, be ready for up to 3 inches of lake effect snow by Monday. Detroit stays drier but cold, temperatures in the 20s to low 30s early week, rising to the 40s by Thursday. Up in the Upper Peninsula, Marquette and Sault Ste. Marie could see significant lake effect snow off Lake Superior through Monday. Snowfall totals of 6 to 10 inches possible in the heavier bands. Now here is a twist that most people do not see coming. Pay close attention. While the northern plains and upper Midwest are dealing with this brutal cold blast, look at what is happening 800 miles to the south at the same exact time. In Texas, in Oklahoma, in Arkansas, temperatures are in the 60s. Humid air is pumping northward from the Gulf. And right at the boundary between those two air masses, you have all the ingredients for something explosive. Ohio, Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Toledo, Denton, Youngstown, Akron. Cleveland sits right on the boundary between the cold air to the north and the warming pattern developing to the south. Sunday and Monday stay cold, temperatures in the low to mid-30s with a rain and snow mix possible. By Tuesday, the pattern shifts. Repeated rounds of rain move through the Ohio Valley. Columbus could see 1 to 2 inches of rain by Wednesday. Cincinnati sees similar. By Thursday, temperatures in Columbus climb into the low 50s, a significant change, a flooding watch alert for Ohio residents. The repeated rounds of rain coming through Tuesday and Wednesday could elevate river levels across the Miami River, the Scioto River, and the Muskingum River. If you live near any of these waterways, please monitor your local National Weather Service river stage forecasts beginning Tuesday. Indiana, Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, Evansville, South Bend, Terre Haute. Indianapolis stays cold early in the week, 30s Sunday and Monday, then warms through the 40s into the low 50s by Thursday. South Bend, closest to Lake Michigan, sees some lake effect influence early in the week. Rain chances increase across all of Indiana Tuesday through Thursday. Illinois, Chicago, Springfield, Peoria, Rockford, Champaign, Urbana. Chicago wakes up Sunday to temperatures in the teens and 20s, a brutal day to be outside. Wind chills in the Windy City will be vicious, potentially reaching -20 and the worst gusts off Lake Michigan. By Monday, temperatures recover to the 20s and low 30s. Then the pattern change kicks in hard. By Wednesday, Chicago is in the upper 40s. Rain chances arrive Tuesday and increase through Wednesday. Springfield and Champaign in central Illinois are squarely in the zone for heavy rainfall totals from Tuesday through Sunday, March 8th. Totals of 3 to 5 inches of rain are possible for those areas: Missouri, Kansas City, St. Louis, Springfield, Joplin, Columbia, Jefferson City. This is ground zero for what is coming. St. Louis is directly in the bullseye for the heaviest rainfall totals in the entire country over the next 10 days. Both the European model and the American model agree. St. Louis, the Missouri Ozarks region, Joplin, and Kansas City are all in line for potentially 6 to 10 inches of rain from Tuesday, March 3rd through Sunday, March 8th. Let me repeat that. 6 to 10 inches of rain in 6 days for the St. Louis to Kansas City corridor. For context, the average monthly rainfall for St. Louis in March is 3.5 inches. This event could nearly triple that monthly average in under a week. If you live near the Meramec River, the Gasconade River, the Osage River, or any tributary of the Missouri or Mississippi in central and eastern Missouri, please begin monitoring river levels now. Do not wait until Tuesday. Start watching now. Have a plan. Kansas City residents, you are in the zone for 3 to 5 inches of rain Tuesday through Saturday. This is not catastrophic flooding territory for Kansas City itself, but combined with saturated ground already in place across parts of Kansas and Missouri, there is a real risk of flash flooding in low-lying areas, creek bottoms, and urban drainage corridors. Kansas, Wichita, Topeka, Overland Park, Hutchinson, Salina. Wichita sees rain chances beginning Tuesday and a significant soaking through the week. Temperatures rise from the 40s Sunday to the mid-50s and low 60s by Thursday, making this feel like spring. But it is a spring with a flood risk. Nebraska, Omaha, Lincoln, Grand Island, Norfolk. Omaha and Lincoln are on the northern edge of the heavy rainfall zone. Totals of 2 to 4 inches are possible from Tuesday through Saturday. Temperatures rise from the 20s and 30s Sunday to the 40s and 50s by Thursday, South Dakota and Iowa. Sioux City, Des Moines, Davenport, Dubuque, Iowa City. Des Moines picks up 2 to 4 inches of rain Tuesday through Friday with temperatures rising from the 20s to the 40s. Davenport on the Mississippi River, watch your river levels carefully. The Mississippi is already running at higher than normal levels in some stretches, and another 2 to 4 inches of rainfall upstream in Missouri and Illinois will push those levels higher. Flood risk is real for the Quad Cities area by Thursday and Friday. Now let me pause here and do something I promised at the beginning. At minute 5, I said I would tell you about the storm system that has meteorologists genuinely watching with wide eyes. Here it is. Around March 10th, 11th, or 12th, give or take a day on either side, a powerful low-pressure system is expected to develop over the central United States. And what makes this one different from the heavy rainfall event we just described is the energy behind it and the atmospheric environment it is developing into. Here is the situation. By the time we reach March 10th, the ground from central Texas through Missouri and into the Ohio Valley will have already absorbed enormous amounts of rain from the first wave. Soil moisture will be saturated, rivers will be running high, and then a second, stronger, low-pressure system is expected to develop out of the southwest with much deeper energy. Both the European model and the American global forecast system, as well as their ensemble averages, which smooth out the noise and show the most likely scenarios, are flagging this period. Multiple ensemble members, which are like multiple independent forecasts running simultaneously, are all agreeing on a significant storm signal from March 10th through March 12th. What does this mean in plain language? It means a major storm system with severe weather potential is very likely for the southern plains, the Ohio Valley, and potentially the lower Mississippi Valley around March 10th through March 12th. We are talking about a setup that could produce large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes across a significant area from eastern Texas through Arkansas, Louisiana, southern Missouri, and into parts of Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois. And on the cold side of this storm, which will track toward the northeast, snow could pile up across the northern plains, the upper Midwest, and eventually into parts of New England again. This is not a scare forecast. This is what the data shows. And the reason I am telling you now on the 1st of March is because you deserve time to be prepared. Not time to panic, time to prepare. But before we get to the severe weather breakdown for next week, I need to address something happening right now that is not getting enough attention. Let me talk about drought. If you live in Florida, southern Georgia, central Alabama, or the Carolinas, you are sitting in the middle of what the United States Drought Monitor classifies as extreme drought. Look at the map and you will see the deep red and burgundy colors covering enormous portions of the state of Florida and southern Georgia. That is extreme drought, one category away from the worst classification, which is exceptional drought. And here is the devastating irony. The pattern change that is about to bring beneficial rainfall to Texas, Missouri, and the Ohio Valley is expected to leave the southeast almost entirely dry through March 10th. Tampa, Florida, Jacksonville, Orlando, Gainesville, Tallahassee, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Charlotte, Wilmington. These areas are not in the primary rainfall corridor for this upcoming event, and every dry day that passes makes the drought worse. Officials in Florida have already begun discussing water use restrictions in some counties. Wildfire risk is elevated across the state. If you are in Florida or coastal Georgia and you have any flammable debris around your property, now is the time to clear it, because one spark in this dry environment can spread fast. Jacksonville specifically needs to pay attention. The drought extends into northeast Florida and southeast Georgia. Temperatures will be warm, upper 60s to mid 70s, and the sunshine will feel nice, but the lack of rain is a serious concern. Orlando, you have spring break crowds coming. Millions of visitors from across the country will be descending on Central Florida through the rest of March and into April. The weather for those visitors will be warm and sunny, which sounds great. But with the drought conditions in place, any outdoor events need to account for fire awareness, and any outdoor burning should absolutely be avoided. Miami and South Florida. Temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s this week. Very warm for early March. Humidity will be building. Some afternoon thunderstorm activity is possible, especially over the Everglades and in the sea breeze convergent zones. But widespread significant rainfall for drought relief is not in the immediate forecast for South Florida. Now let me give you a special section that I promised. Let me address the major outdoor events happening across America right now that are directly affected by this weather pattern. South by Southwest, known as SXSW, celebrates its 40th anniversary in Austin, Texas from March 12th through March 18th, 2026. This is one of the largest music, film, and technology festivals in the world. Over 4,400 musicians will perform across more than 300 live showcases in the streets and venues of downtown Austin. Hundreds of thousands of people attend this event. Here is what you need to know if you are going to SXSW. The severe weather window that I described for the period of March 10th through March 12th falls directly in the days just before and overlapping with the start of SXSW. If you are driving to Austin from Dallas, from Houston, from San Antonio, or from anywhere in the Central Texas region during that March 10th to 12th window, you need to monitor the forecast extremely carefully. Heavy rain, possible severe thunderstorms, and potentially significant weather could affect travel routes into Austin. For the festival itself, March 12th through March 18th, the pattern may be improving, but the exact timing of the storm system exit and the weather pattern for that specific week is still being refined. Please check the forecast daily as we get closer. For outdoor showcases happening in the streets of Austin during SXSW, be aware that late-season severe weather is always possible in Central Texas in March. The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo runs through early March at NRG Park in Houston, Texas. This is one of the largest rodeo events in the entire world. Houston will see increasing rain chances beginning Tuesday, March 3rd, with significant rainfall totals possible through the first week of March. Temperatures in Houston will be in the upper 60s to low 70s, but wet. If you are attending rodeo events in Houston through March 8th, expect rain gear to be necessary on multiple days. For March Madness fans, the National Collegiate Athletic Association tournament begins in mid-March. While most games are played in indoor arenas, travel to those arenas from across the country will be affected by this pattern. If you are planning to travel to any tournament sites through the central part of the country in the March 10th to March 15th window, plan for weather delays, especially at airports in Dallas, St. Louis, Memphis, Indianapolis, Columbus, Cincinnati, and Chicago. Spring training baseball is in full swing across Florida and Arizona. All of the Arizona Cactus League games happen in and around the Phoenix and Scottsdale area. Weather for spring training in Arizona looks great, warm and sunny through the week with highs in the upper 70s and low 80s. Perfect baseball weather. In Florida, the Grapefruit League games are happening across the Tampa Bay area, Fort Myers, Sarasota, Lakeland, Clearwater, Dunedin, Bradenton, and the Orlando area. Weather in Florida for spring training looks warm, but the drought continues. No rain relief in sight for baseball fans in Florida, but great outdoor game weather. A special alert for anyone planning outdoor events or gatherings in the Texas to Ohio Valley corridor between March 3rd and March 8th. This is not the week for outdoor weddings, outdoor festivals, outdoor sporting events, or any planned outdoor activities that cannot be moved indoors. The rainfall totals being forecast for this corridor are exceptional, and flooding risk is very real. Now let me go deeper into the severe weather setup that is most immediate. Wednesday, March 4th is the day I want to put a circle around on your calendar. The Storm Prediction Center has already, several days in advance, issued a slight risk of severe weather for Wednesday, March 4th for parts of the Southern Plains and lower Mississippi Valley. This is rated a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale, and it is possible this gets upgraded as we get closer and the details sharpen. Here is the area of greatest concern on Wednesday, March 4th. Western Arkansas, including the Fort Smith area, southeastern Oklahoma, North Texas, including the Dallas and Fort Worth Metroplex, the cities of McKinney, Plano, Arlington, Denton, Waco, and extending up toward Texarkana in northeast Texas and southwest Arkansas. Timing for Wednesday, March 4th. Here is the hourly breakdown as best as we can see from this range. Morning hours, before noon, storms will likely be developing further north into northern Oklahoma and the Kansas border region. The Tulsa, Oklahoma area, Stillwater, Enid, these areas could see strong to severe hail-producing storms during the morning hours of Wednesday. This is important for the morning commute across northeastern Oklahoma. By early afternoon, roughly noon to 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, March 4th, storm activity intensifies. Supercell thunderstorms, which are the rotating kind capable of producing large hailstones and tornadoes, are expected to develop further south and east into the Red River Valley. This is the area along the Texas-Oklahoma border. Cities like Sherman and Denison in North Texas, Tarrant and Ardmore in Oklahoma. These areas need to be on high alert from noon to 4 in the afternoon Wednesday. By late afternoon, 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock Wednesday evening, the storm threat extends east of Interstate 35 and east of Dallas. The eastern Dallas-Fort Worth suburbs, including Garland, Mesquite, Rockwall, Greenville, and all the way toward Tyler and Longview in East Texas, could see severe weather. The threat extends into southwest Arkansas as well, toward Texarkana and Hope. The main threats on Wednesday, March 4th. Number 1, large hailstones. Some hailstones could exceed 2 inches in diameter, which is the size of a baseball. Number 2, damaging winds. Thunderstorm winds gusting 50 to 70 miles per hour are possible. Number 3, tornadoes. A couple of tornadoes cannot be ruled out, including potentially a significant tornado in the most unstable areas. Do not take this lightly. If you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, here is your emergency action plan for Wednesday, March 4th. Identify the lowest interior room of your home or building. A bathroom, a closet, a hallway with no windows. Keep shoes and a flashlight in that room. Charge your phone to 100% by Tuesday night. Download the National Weather Service app or a reliable local weather app and enable severe weather alerts for your county. Do not rely on hearing sirens from inside your home. A tornado can develop and reach your area in minutes. For residents of Fort Worth specifically, Tarrant County is in the zone. Watch Wednesday. Have your plan ready by Tuesday night. Same for residents of Arlington, Grand Prairie, Irving, Euless, Bedford, Hurst. For residents of Oklahoma City, you are on the northern edge of the highest risk zone. Your threat Wednesday is primarily large hail and damaging winds rather than tornadoes, but stay weather aware throughout the day. For Tulsa residents, Wednesday morning is your highest risk window. Large hail, damaging winds. Stay alert during the morning hours. Have your plan in place before breakfast. Now let me do something very specific that I promised. City by city timing for the rain and storm events this week. Dallas and Fort Worth. Rain begins overnight Monday night into Tuesday morning, March 3rd. Light to moderate rain Tuesday all day. Heaviest rain and severe weather Wednesday afternoon and evening. Rain continues heavy Thursday. Slight improvement Friday. Total rainfall estimate for the week 5 to 8 inches. Houston. Rain begins Tuesday morning, March 3rd, continues through Thursday. Heaviest rain Wednesday and Thursday. Flash flooding risk for low-lying areas of Houston Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Total rainfall estimate 4 to 6 inches for the week. San Antonio. Rain begins Tuesday afternoon, heaviest Wednesday, clears by Friday. Total rainfall 3 to 5 inches. Austin. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Heaviest Wednesday when severe weather risk extends south from the Dallas corridor. Thursday partial clearing. Total rainfall 3 to 5 inches for the week. And remember, this is the week before South by Southwest begins. The rain should clear by the weekend of March 7th and 8th ahead of the festival start on March 12th, Oklahoma City. Rain begins Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Heaviest Wednesday with potential for severe storms. Clears Thursday. Total rainfall for the week, 3 to 4 inches. Tulsa. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Severe storm risk Wednesday morning. Clears Wednesday afternoon into Thursday. Total rainfall, 2 to 3 inches. Wichita, Kansas. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Total rainfall, 2 to 3 inches. Temperatures rise to the mid-50s and low 60s by Thursday. Kansas City, Missouri. Rain begins Tuesday evening. Heavy rain Wednesday and Thursday. Slight reduction Friday. Total rainfall 3 to 5 inches. St. Louis, Missouri. Rain begins Tuesday afternoon, continues heavy through Saturday. This is the maximum impact zone. Total rainfall estimate for the week through March 8th, 6 to 10 inches. River flooding very likely by Thursday and Friday. Memphis, Tennessee. Rain begins Tuesday night, heavy Wednesday through Friday. Total rainfall 4 to 6 inches. Mississippi River flood watch possible by end of week. Little Rock, Arkansas. Rain begins Tuesday. Severe storm risk Wednesday, continues heavy through Thursday. Total rainfall 5 to 8 inches. Nashville, Tennessee. Rain begins Wednesday, continues Thursday. Total rainfall 2 to 4 inches. Warming trend by the weekend. Indianapolis, Indiana. Rain begins Tuesday evening, continues through Thursday. Total rainfall 2 to 3 inches. Temperatures rise to the upper 40s and low 50s by Thursday. Columbus, Ohio. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. River levels on the Scioto and Olentangy rivers to rise through midweek. Total rainfall 2 to 3 inches. Cincinnati, Ohio. Rain Tuesday through Thursday. Ohio River levels to rise. Monitor local flood stage reports. Total rainfall 2 to 3 inches. Louisville, Kentucky. Rain Tuesday through Thursday. Ohio River watch. Total rainfall 3 to 4 inches. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches. Snow possible in higher terrain to the east. Thursday night if cold air wraps in. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Rain Thursday. Total rainfall 1 inch or less. Temperatures in the 50s. New York City. Boroughs of Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island. Rain possible Thursday and Friday. Total rainfall less than 1 inch. Temperatures in the mid-40s to low 50s. Boston, Massachusetts. Slight rain chance Thursday and Friday. Snow possible in western Massachusetts in the higher terrain. Boston temperatures in the low to mid-40s. Providence, Rhode Island. This area just received massive snowfall from that nor'easter a week ago. More light snow is possible in the pattern through mid-March, but nothing like what just happened. Give the snow time to melt. Temperatures in the mid to upper 30s through early week, rising to the 40s by midweek. Portland, Maine. Snow chance through midweek. Temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s. Snowfall accumulations of 2 to 4 inches possible through Tuesday. Burlington, Vermont. Snow chance Sunday and Monday. Temperatures in the upper 20s. Albany, New York. Cold through Monday with flurry activity. Rain and snow mix Tuesday. Temperatures rise to the low 40s by Thursday. Syracuse, New York. Cold and lake effect snow influence continues through Monday. Snow showers possible. Temperatures in the mid to upper 20s Sunday and Monday. Rising to the low 40s by Thursday. Buffalo, New York. Lake effect snow continues through Sunday and Monday off Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. Temperatures in the mid-20s. By Thursday, temperatures rise to the low 40s as the pattern shifts. Washington, District of Columbia. Rain chances Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures in the mid-40s to low 50s. No snow threat in the immediate forecast. Baltimore, Maryland. Similar to Washington. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Charlotte, North Carolina. Staying dry and warmer than normal. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. Drought conditions persist. Atlanta, Georgia. Mostly dry. Temperatures in the low to mid-60s. Drought persists. Birmingham, Alabama. Dry and mild. Temperatures in the mid-60s. Very little rain in the 10-day forecast. Jackson, Mississippi. On the eastern edge of the rain corridor, some rainfall possible Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. New Orleans, Louisiana. Warm and potentially rainy Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures in the low to mid-70s. High humidity. Watch for thunderstorm activity Wednesday. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Rain possible Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Mobile, Alabama. Light rain possible Tuesday, otherwise mostly dry. Temperatures in the upper 60s. Montgomery, Alabama. Mostly dry. Temperatures in the low to mid-60s. Tampa, Florida. Dry and warm. Temperatures in the upper 70s. Spring training baseball weather is excellent. Orlando, Florida. Warm and sunny. Upper 70s. Drought persists. Wildfire risk elevated. Miami, Florida. Warm and humid. Low to mid-80s. Some afternoon thunderstorm activity possible. Key West, Florida. Warm and mostly sunny. Low to mid-80s. Jacksonville, Florida. Warm and dry. Upper 70s. Drought continues. Tallahassee, Florida. Mild and dry. Upper 60s to low 70s. Drought conditions. Savannah, Georgia. Warm and dry. Upper 60s to mid-70s. Drought persists. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Dry and mild. Upper 60s. No significant rain in the forecast. Columbia, South Carolina. Mostly dry. Low to mid-60s. Drought conditions continue. Richmond, Virginia. Dry through midweek. Rain possible Thursday. Temperatures in the mid-50s. Norfolk, Virginia. Dry and mild. Upper 50s to low 60s. Rain possible Thursday. Roanoke, Virginia. Staying mostly dry. Temperatures in the low to mid-50s. Possible light rain Thursday. Knoxville, Tennessee. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Rain Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. Lexington, Kentucky. Rain Tuesday through Thursday. Temperatures rising from the 40s to the low 50s. St. Louis is a city I want to come back to one more time before we move on, because what is happening there is genuinely concerning. St. Louis sits at the confluence of the Missouri River and the Mississippi River. Two of the largest river systems in North America meet right there. When both of those river systems receive exceptional rainfall at the same time, and then that water funnels towards St. Louis, the results can be severe. The Missouri River drainage basin extends from Montana to western Missouri. The Mississippi River upper basin drains from Minnesota and Wisconsin down. And right now, both of those systems are going to receive significant additional rainfall this coming week. For residents of St. Louis, especially those in low-lying areas near the riverfront, in the Chesterfield Valley, in Valley Park, in Pacific, in areas along the Meramec River, please pay very close attention to river stage forecasts from the National Weather Service at St. Louis beginning Tuesday. Have an emergency bag packed. Know where your closest high ground is. And if authorities issue a flood warning or evacuation guidance, please act on it immediately. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Dry and mild. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. No significant weather concerns. El Paso, Texas. Warm and dry. Temperatures in the low 70s. No significant weather concerns. Lubbock, Texas. Dry and mild through midweek, then rain chances increase Thursday and Friday as moisture pumps north into the southern plains. Temperatures rise from the 50s to the low 60s. Amarillo, Texas. Similar to Lubbock, rain chances Thursday and Friday, temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Midland and Odessa, Texas. Dry and mild, upper 50s to low 60s. Corpus Christi, Texas. Rain possible Tuesday through Thursday. Temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Brownsville, Texas. Warm and humid, low to mid-70s. Some rain possible Tuesday. Minneapolis to Duluth corridor for the full week. Sunday and Monday are the coldest days. Wind chills could reach -20 in the most exposed areas. Bundle up completely. By Wednesday, temperatures moderate to the upper 30s and 40s. By Friday, Minneapolis could reach the low 50s. The pattern change comes quickly. Now let me talk about something truly special, something rare. And this is where the first video title connects to this forecast in a deeply meaningful way. On the morning of Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026, something that most Americans have never witnessed is going to happen in the pre-dawn and early morning sky across the eastern United States. A total lunar eclipse, a blood moon. Here is what happens. The Earth passes directly between the sun and the moon. As sunlight filters through the edge of the Earth's atmosphere and bends around to illuminate the moon, the blue wavelengths of light are scattered away. The red wavelengths, which travel further through the atmosphere, are the ones that reach the moon and reflect back to our eyes. The result is a moon that glows a deep copper red, a blood moon. This eclipse will be visible for roughly half of the United States, specifically the eastern half. This is going to happen Tuesday morning, March 3rd, in the early hours before sunrise. As the moon sets on the western horizon and the sun rises on the eastern horizon, both will be visible simultaneously under clear skies. Here is the magical part. When both the moon and sun are near the horizon at the same time, the optical effects of the atmosphere create an event called a selenilion, also written as selenhelion. It is one of the rarest visual phenomena in all of astronomy. You can see the eclipsed moon on one horizon and the rising sun on the other, even though technically they should not both be above the horizon at the same time. The curvature of the Earth and atmospheric refraction make it possible for a few extra minutes. If you live in the eastern United States and you want to see this, set your alarm for about 45 minutes before your local sunrise time on Tuesday, March 3rd. Go to a location with an unobstructed view of both the western and eastern horizons. A hilltop, an open field, a beach, a rooftop. Look west for the eclipsed moon glowing blood red, then turn east for the rising sun. You may be witnessing something that happens just a few times in a generation. Weather caveat. The cloud cover on Monday night and Tuesday morning across much of the central United States will be extensive due to the incoming storm system. If you live in St. Louis, Kansas City, Omaha, or points in between, clouds will likely obscure the eclipse. The best viewing will be along the East Coast from Washington to New York to Boston, and potentially in Florida and Georgia if skies remain clear. Check your local forecast Monday night to see if your area will have clear skies for this rare event. Now let me fast forward to the second major story of mid-March, which I mentioned earlier and promised to deliver in full. The period of March 10th, 11th, and 12th, 2026 is one that meteorologists are watching with genuine focus. This is not speculation. Both the European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts, which is the gold standard global model, and the American Global Forecast System, along with multiple ensemble systems that average dozens of forecast runs together, are all flagging a significant storm signal for this period. Here is what the models are showing. A powerful trough of low pressure is expected to develop over the western United States by around March 8th or 9th. This trough digs southward into the southwest. As it interacts with the warm, humid Gulf moisture that has been pumping northward all week, a strong surface low-pressure center is expected to rapidly develop and track northeastward. The exact track of this low determines everything. If it tracks more to the south, severe weather is maximized across Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi. If it tracks further north, the severe weather threat extends into Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. At this range, both scenarios are possible, and both are in the model ensemble solutions. What we can say with confidence right now is this. The severe weather risk for the March 10th through March 12th period is significant and real. The Storm Prediction Center's extended convective outlooks, which go out 5 days, are already highlighting this time frame. For the entire area from eastern Texas through Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Missouri, southern Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, this is the week to be prepared. Not scared. Prepared. Here is what prepared looks like. Have a battery-powered or hand-crank weather radio in your home. When the power goes out and cell towers are overloaded, a dedicated weather radio is what keeps you connected to life-saving information. Know which room in your home is safest during a tornado. That room should be on the lowest floor, interior of the building with no windows. A closet under the stairs is ideal. A bathroom with a heavy bathtub you can get into is another option. If you take prescription medications, make sure you have at least a 2-week supply. During major storm events, roads flood, pharmacies close, and supply chains are disrupted. Fill your car with gas before Tuesday. Gas stations sell out quickly before major weather events. Have at least 3 days of food and water in your home that does not require power to prepare. Identify a nearby shelter location if you live in a mobile home or manufactured home. These structures offer no tornado protection whatsoever. During any tornado watch, leave a mobile home and go to a sturdy structure or a community shelter. Now let me circle back and address several more cities I have not yet covered. Omaha, Nebraska. Rain Tuesday through Friday. Temperatures rise from the 20s and 30s to the 40s and low 50s. Total rainfall 2 to 3 inches. Lincoln, Nebraska. Similar to Omaha. Rain Tuesday through Friday. Total rainfall 2 to 3 inches. Des Moines, Iowa. Rain Tuesday through Friday. Total rainfall 2 to 3.5 inches. River flooding risk along the Des Moines River by Thursday. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches. Davenport and the Quad Cities on the Illinois-Iowa border. Rain Tuesday through Thursday. Mississippi River levels to rise. Monitor local flood reports. Total rainfall 2 to 3 inches. Springfield, Illinois. Rain Tuesday through Thursday. Total rainfall 2 to 3 inches. Temperatures rise from the 40s to the low 50s. Peoria, Illinois. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Total rainfall 2 to 3 inches. Rockford, Illinois. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches. Cold lingers longer this far north. Chicago, Illinois. Cold and windy Sunday and Monday. Wind chills brutal Sunday morning. Rain chances Tuesday evening through Wednesday. Temperatures rise dramatically. By Thursday, Chicago is in the upper 40s to low 50s. That is a 30-degree swing in 3 days. Gary, Indiana. Cold early in the week. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches. South Bend, Indiana. Cold early. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Lake effect influence diminishes as temperatures rise. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Rain Tuesday through Thursday. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches. Evansville, Indiana. Rain Tuesday through Thursday. Temperatures in the 50s by Wednesday. Total rainfall 2 to 3 inches. Toledo, Ohio. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Rain and snow mix early Tuesday before temperatures rise. Total rainfall and snow water equivalent 1 to 2 inches, Cleveland, Ohio. Cold early in the week. Lake effect snow off Lake Erie through Monday. Light accumulations. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches, Akron and Canton, Ohio. Cold through Monday. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches. Youngstown, Ohio. Cold through Monday. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Snow and higher terrain possible early week. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches, Wheeling, West Virginia. Cold through Monday. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Higher terrain snow early in the week. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches, Charleston, West Virginia. Cold early. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Total rainfall 1 to 2 inches, Huntington, West Virginia. Rain Wednesday. Total rainfall 1 inch, Asheville, North Carolina. Cold through Monday. Rain Wednesday. Higher terrain snow possible early week. Total rainfall 1 inch, Greensboro, North Carolina. Mostly dry. Temperatures in the upper 50s. No significant weather this week. Fayetteville, North Carolina. Dry and mild. No significant weather. Virginia Beach, Virginia. Dry and mild. Upper 50s to low 60s. No significant weather. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Cold through Monday. Rain Thursday. Total rainfall less than 1 inch. Allentown, Pennsylvania. Cold through Monday. Rain Thursday. Temperatures in the low to mid-40s. Scranton and Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Cold through Monday with possible light snow. Rain and snow mix Tuesday. Total precipitation 1 inch or less. Erie, Pennsylvania. Lake effect snow through Monday off Lake Erie. Cold. 2 to 4 inches of additional lake effect snow possible. Rain and snow mix Tuesday. Temperatures rise to the low 40s by Thursday. Hartford, Connecticut. Cold through Monday, rain Thursday and Friday, temperatures in the low to mid-40s. New Haven, Connecticut. Cold through Monday, rain Thursday, temperatures in the mid-40s. Springfield, Massachusetts. Cold through Monday. Snow possible, rain Thursday and Friday, temperatures in the low to mid-40s. Manchester, New Hampshire. Cold through Monday, snow possible early in the week. Rain Thursday, temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s. Burlington, Vermont. Cold through Monday, snow possible early in the week. Temperatures rising to the 40s by Thursday. Bangor, Maine. Cold through Tuesday, snow possible. Temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s early week, rising to the 40s by Thursday. Augusta, Maine. Similar to Bangor. Cold and possible snow early, warming to the 40s by Thursday. Providence, Rhode Island. Cold through Monday. Rain Thursday. Temperatures rising to the mid to upper 40s. Hartford to Providence corridor. Both cities see the same pattern. Cold early, warm late. Now, I want to take a moment to speak directly to you. If you are 45 years or older, you know what it means when someone says the weather is about to change. You have lived through enough springs and winters to know that a pattern shift is real, that floods are real, that hail can destroy a car roof in 30 seconds, that a tornado can take a house in less than a minute. You also know that preparation is not panic, it is just good sense. So here is what I am asking you to do right now. Comment below and tell me where you live. Whether that is a big city or a small town or somewhere in between, I want to know where you are. Because in every comment section I look at, I see people saying, I wish I had known this was coming. I wish someone had warned me about my area. So comment your location below right now, and I will do my best to respond with specific information for your area. Tell me your city, your county, your state. And if you know your local watershed, tell me that too. Because flooding happens at the county and watershed level, not just at the big city level. Now, here is something I want to emphasize strongly before we close out this forecast. Do not let this weather situation scare you. Let it make you ready. There is a difference between a scared person and a prepared person. A scared person freezes. A prepared person acts. A scared person hits the panic button. A prepared person charges the phone, fills the car, packs the bag, and knows their plan. The tens of millions of people across the central United States who are about to experience this weather pattern change. The people in the Missouri Ozarks, the people in East Texas, the people in the Ohio Valley, the people in the Southern Plains. You have time right now, today, on Sunday, March 1st, to get ready. Tomorrow is Monday. Before you go to bed on Monday night, do 5 things. Number 1, charge all your devices to 100%. Number 2, fill your car with gasoline. Number 3, fill up some containers with drinking water. Number 4, make sure you have a flashlight with working batteries. Number 5, know the name of your county because weather alerts are issued by county, and when the sirens go off, the first thing the broadcaster says is the list of counties. Know your county, know your neighbors, know your plan. And for those of you who live along rivers, please do not wait to monitor. Check your local National Weather Service River Forecast Center page beginning Tuesday morning. Enter your river into the river stage gauge lookup and know what minor, moderate, and major flood stage means for your specific river. The numbers mean everything when the water is rising. Coming up in the next video, I am going to be tracking the storm system for the March 10th through March 12th window in real time. As the models sharpen and the forecast narrows down, I will be delivering daily updates with specific timing, specific tracks, and specific risk assessments for every major city in the threat zone. You do not want to miss that next video. The forecast for that mid-March storm event has the potential to be the most significant weather event of the entire spring season across the central United States. And I am going to give you every detail as soon as it becomes clear. So here is what you need to do right now. If you are not yet following this channel, do it now. It takes 3 seconds. Click or tap the follow button. Turn on notifications. Every time a major forecast update is posted, you will know immediately. You will not be caught off guard. And comment below. Tell me where you live. Tell me what the weather looks like outside your window right now. I read your comments. I respond to as many as I can. This community of weather watchers is what makes these updates meaningful. Let me give you the final summary of everything I have covered today so you can share this with family members, neighbors, or anyone who needs to know. This week, the American weather pattern is making a dramatic shift. Arctic cold gripping the northern plains and upper Midwest this weekend will give way to a warm spring pattern by midweek. But that transition comes with a cost. The boundary between the cold air and the warm, humid Gulf air is where the storms brew. Tuesday through Sunday, March 3rd through March 8th, heavy rainfall of 3 to 10 inches is expected across the corridor from northeast Texas through Missouri and into the Ohio Valley. Flash flooding and river flooding are very likely. Wednesday, March 4th, a severe weather risk exists from northwest Arkansas through southeast Oklahoma and into the Dallas-Fort Worth area of North Texas. Large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes are all possible Wednesday afternoon and evening, Saturday through Monday, March 1st through March 3rd. Brutal cold grips the upper Midwest. Wind chills below zero in Minneapolis, Fargo, and Bismarck. Bundle up completely. Tuesday morning, March 3rd, a rare blood moon total lunar eclipse with a selenolion event is visible across the eastern United States before sunrise. Set your alarm. Get outside if skies are clear. It is worth it. Around March 10th through March 12th, a potentially significant storm system is being flagged by all major forecast models. Severe weather and flooding risk across the central and eastern United States. Details to follow in upcoming updates. Florida and the southeast remain in extreme drought with no significant rain relief in the immediate 10-day forecast. Spring training baseball in Arizona has excellent weather. Spring training in Florida is dry and warm. South by Southwest in Austin from March 12th through March 18th could be affected by weather around the time of arrival, but should see improving conditions for the festival itself. The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo faces a wet week ahead. Be safe, be prepared, be informed. And do not miss the next update, which will have the very latest on that mid-March storm system. That is the forecast you are going to want to see. It could be the most important one of the season. Comment your location below, stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one. But wait, before you go, I want to go deeper on a few more cities and areas that I have not yet fully addressed because I made a promise to cover more than 250 locations across America, and I intend to keep that promise. Honolulu, Hawaii, Maui, Kauai, the Big Island of Hawaii. The Hawaiian Islands are outside the continental storm pattern, but the atmospheric pattern shift does affect the islands indirectly. The trade winds are expected to remain active through early March, keeping the windward sides of all the major islands wetter than normal and the leeward sides drier. Temperatures in Honolulu stay beautiful, upper 70s to low 80s. No severe weather threat for Hawaii in this period. If you live on the windward side of Oahu, Maui, or the Big Island near Hilo, expect continued rainfall and possible localized flooding in stream channels through the first week of March. Anchorage, Alaska, Fairbanks, Juneau, Sitka, The Alaskan pattern is being driven by the same ridge and trough configuration affecting the lower 48 states just further north. Anchorage sees temperatures near and above normal for early March. Snow is possible but not exceptional. Juneau on the southeast coast of Alaska sees continued heavy precipitation from the onshore Pacific flow. Sitka similar. Fairbanks in the interior stays bitterly cold, temperatures well below zero, but this is normal for Fairbanks in early March. Now back to the continental United States for some cities. I want to make sure I cover specifically. Tucson, Arizona, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Mesa, Tempe, Chandler, Gilbert. These cities are all in the Phoenix metro area and the forecast is excellent. Temperatures rising from the upper 60s this weekend to the low 80s by midweek. Clear skies and sunshine. If you are in Phoenix for spring training, you picked the perfect week. The weather could not be more cooperative for afternoon baseball. Flagstaff, Arizona. Sitting at nearly 7,000 feet of elevation, Flagstaff has a completely different climate than Phoenix just 100 miles to the south. Flagstaff sees snow through the week with additional accumulations of 1 to 3 inches possible. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s through early week, rising to the low 40s by Thursday. Santa Fe, New Mexico. At 7,000 feet like Flagstaff, Santa Fe sees cold temperatures and possible light snow through early week. The warming trend arrives by midweek with temperatures rising to the low 50s. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Dry and mild at a lower elevation than Santa Fe. Temperatures in the low to mid-60s by midweek. Lubbock, Texas. Midland, Odessa, Abilene, San Angelo. These West Texas cities are in a transition zone this week. Dry and mild to start the week. Rain chances arrive Thursday and Friday as the moisture plume extends further west from the Gulf. Total rainfall by the weekend, 1 to 2 inches. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. Now let me address some smaller but important communities that often get left out of big weather forecasts. Joplin, Missouri. You are in the heart of the heavy rain zone this week. Joplin received devastating tornado damage in 2011, and this community knows firsthand what severe weather can do. This week, the threat is more about heavy rain and flooding than tornadoes, but Wednesday's severe weather window does include southwestern Missouri, including the Joplin area. Stay weather-aware Wednesday afternoon and evening. Springfield, Missouri. You are in the bullseye for the heaviest rainfall. 3 to 6 inches of rain is possible from Tuesday through Saturday for the Springfield area. The James River and the Jordan Creek and other local waterways are going to rise significantly. Residents near any of these waterways, please be ready. Cape Girardeau, Missouri. On the Mississippi River, Cape Girardeau will see heavy rainfall Tuesday through Friday. The Mississippi River flood stage in Cape Girardeau will be closely monitored as water funnels south from upstream. Poplar Bluff, Missouri. In the Missouri Boot Heel, heavy rain is coming Tuesday through Thursday. The Black River and the St. Francis River in this area are susceptible to rapid rises with heavy rainfall. Fayetteville and Springdale, Arkansas. You are in the severe weather zone Wednesday. Northwest Arkansas is squarely inside the slight risk area already designated by the Storm Prediction Center. Large hail and damaging winds are the primary threats, but a tornado cannot be ruled out. Wednesday afternoon is your highest risk window. Fort Smith, Arkansas, also in the severe weather zone Wednesday. On the Arkansas River, Fort Smith additionally faces flooding risk from the heavy rainfall this week. The Arkansas River could approach or exceed flood stage by Thursday or Friday if the heaviest rainfall totals verify in the upper watershed, Little Rock, Arkansas. Heavy rain Tuesday through Thursday, potential for 3 to 5 inches. The Arkansas River at Little Rock is being closely monitored. Flooding risk exists by Thursday, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, south of Little Rock on the Arkansas River. Flooding risk increases downstream through Thursday and Friday. Shreveport, Louisiana, on the Red River in northwest Louisiana. Shreveport will see heavy rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Red River levels will rise through the week. Flood awareness is important here. Monroe, Louisiana. Similar to Shreveport, rain Tuesday and Wednesday. River levels to rise. Alexandria, Louisiana. Central Louisiana. Rain possible Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 60s. Lafayette, Louisiana. South Louisiana. Rain possible Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures near 70. Lake Charles, Louisiana. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Beaumont, Texas. Heavy rain possible Tuesday and Wednesday. Southeast Texas is in the heavier rainfall corridor. Flooding risk for low-lying areas of Beaumont by Wednesday. Port Arthur, Texas. Heavy rain possible Tuesday and Wednesday. Coastal southeast Texas. Orange, Texas, on the Sabine River at the Texas-Louisiana border. Heavy rain and potential flooding Tuesday and Wednesday, Longview, Texas. Heavy rain possible Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures in the low to mid-60s, Tyler, Texas. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures in the mid-60s, Nacogdoches, Texas. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 60s, Lufkin, Texas. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Upper 60s, Waco, Texas. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Possible severe weather Wednesday as the storm system lifts northeast. College Station, Texas. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Texas A&M University is in session. Campus should be aware of the severe weather window Wednesday, Texarkana, Texas, and Arkansas. This city sits right on the state line and is directly in the severe weather corridor for Wednesday. Residents of Texarkana need to be on high alert Wednesday afternoon and evening for the possibility of large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes. Hot Springs, Arkansas. Rain Tuesday through Thursday. Temperatures in the mid-60s, El Dorado, Arkansas. Rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 60s, Jonesboro, Arkansas. Rain possible Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures in the mid-60s, Dyersburg, Tennessee. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures in the upper 50s, Jackson, Tennessee. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Upper 50s, Clarksville, Tennessee. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Low 60s, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Upper 50s to low 60s, Paducah, Kentucky. This city sits at the confluence of the Ohio River and the Tennessee River. Both rivers are going to rise significantly this week with the heavy rainfall in the Ohio Valley and Tennessee Valley. Paducah has extensive flood history. The National Weather Service in Paducah covers a large portion of the critical storm zone this week. Residents of the Paducah area and McCracken County should watch river-level reports very closely beginning Tuesday, Owensboro, Kentucky. On the Ohio River, rain Wednesday and Thursday. River flooding risk, Madisonville, Kentucky. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures in the upper 50s, Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Upper 50s, Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Upper 50s to low 60s, Moorhead, Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky in the mountains. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Flash flooding risk in mountain hollows and creek bottoms. Pikeville, Kentucky. In the eastern Kentucky mountains along the Levisa Fork of the Big Sandy River. Heavy rain and flash flooding risk Wednesday and Thursday. Eastern Kentucky has devastating flood history. Please take rain forecasts seriously in the mountains. Prestonsburg, Kentucky. Floyd County, Kentucky. In the Big Sandy River drainage. Flash flooding risk Wednesday and Thursday. Hazard, Kentucky. Perry County. Mountain flooding risk Wednesday and Thursday. These eastern Kentucky mountain communities, many of which suffered catastrophic flooding in July 2022, are not in the absolute heaviest rainfall zone this week, but any significant rainfall in the mountains of eastern Kentucky and western Virginia deserves serious attention given how quickly water rises in those narrow creek valleys. Pikeville, Virginia. Similar concern. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Mountain flash flooding awareness. Bristol, Virginia and Tennessee. Rain Wednesday, upper 50s. Tri-Cities area of northeast Tennessee, including Johnson City, Kingsport, and Bristol. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures in the low to mid-50s. Gatlinburg and Sevierville, Tennessee. In the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Flooding possible in mountain streams. Greenville, Tennessee. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Cookeville, Tennessee. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Upper 50s, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Upper 50s to low 60s, Columbia, Tennessee. Rain Wednesday and Thursday. Jackson, Mississippi. Light rain possible Wednesday. Temperatures in the upper 60s, not in the heaviest rainfall zone. Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Mostly dry this week. Mild temperatures in the upper 60s. Biloxi and Gulfport, Mississippi. Dry and warm. Temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Pensacola, Florida. Dry and warm. Upper 70s, Panama City, Florida. Dry and warm. Upper 70s, Fort Walton Beach and Destin, Florida. Dry and warm. Upper 70s to low 80s. Beautiful early spring beach weather. Dothan, Alabama. Mostly dry. Mid-60s, Montgomery, Alabama. Mostly dry. Upper 60s, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Mostly dry. Low to mid-60s. University of Alabama in session. Huntsville, Alabama. Rain possible Wednesday, low to mid-60s, Florence, Alabama. Rain possible Wednesday, low to mid-60s, Gadsden, Alabama. Rain possible Wednesday, low to mid-60s. Anniston, Alabama, rain possible Wednesday, low to mid-60s. Oxford, Mississippi, rain possible Wednesday, low to mid-60s. Tupelo, Mississippi, rain possible Wednesday, low to mid-60s. Meridian, Mississippi, mostly dry this week, upper 60s. Vicksburg, Mississippi, mostly dry, upper 60s. Mississippi River levels in Vicksburg will be rising through the week as upstream floodwaters work their way south. Monitor local river stages. Natchez, Mississippi, dry and mild, upper 60s. Mississippi River stages will rise through mid-month as upstream water works its way south. Monroe, Louisiana, rain Tuesday and Wednesday, low to mid-70s. And finally, two cities I want to circle back to with very specific information. St. Louis, Missouri. Let me give you the hour-by-hour breakdown one more time because this matters enormously. Monday night into Tuesday morning, the first wave of rain arrives. Tuesday daytime, rain continues with totals of 1 inch or more. Tuesday night into Wednesday, the second heavier band of rain moves through. Wednesday daytime, rain continues with potential thunderstorms. Wednesday afternoon and evening, severe weather risk on the southern end of the system near the Missouri-Arkansas border. Thursday, continued heavy rain. By Thursday evening, a brief lull is possible before additional rain Friday. By Saturday, March 7th, river flooding becomes a serious issue for the Meramec River corridor south and southwest of St. Louis. Communities in the Meramec River Valley, including Valley Park, Fenton, Eureka, and Pacific, need to be on high alert by Thursday and Friday. Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. Let me give you the day by day. Monday, partly cloudy and warm. Temperatures in the low to mid-60s. Tuesday, rain begins by mid-morning. Moderate to heavy at times. Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. Tuesday night, continued heavy rain. Wednesday morning, rain continues with storms developing in Oklahoma that will track toward North Texas through the afternoon. Wednesday afternoon, the highest severe weather threat for the entire Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. The window of greatest concern is 2 o'clock in the afternoon through 7 o'clock in the evening, Wednesday, March 4th. If there are tornado warnings issued for Tarrant County, Dallas County, Collin County, Denton County, or any county in the area, take cover immediately. Do not wait. Do not go outside to look. Go to your safe room. Thursday, rain tapers off. Friday, drying out. Temperatures by Friday rise back to the upper 60s and into the 70s. That is your full comprehensive forecast. That is the complete picture for what is coming across America from March 1st through March 15th. And I will be back with daily updates as we move through this historic pattern change. Comment below with your city and your state. Tell me what the sky looks like outside your window right now, and I will see